Each day, we as people carry out our lives worried about the simple factors of where we are going and what we need to get done. We each follow our own routines and make choices every day that we hope will benefit us in the future. Although these points seem obvious and look like a trivial part of a person's life, through time they have metamorphosed into contributing factors as to why our society as a whole has fallen into a state of selfishness. It seems more than ever we focus only on what benefits us and forget that we are only one of the billions of species of living things that call this earth their home. Just below the surface of our own world that we are so greatly attached to lies another world of wonder and beauty that has been forgotten and overlooked. The depletion of coral reefs is a widespread environmental issue that is not only endangering mass amounts of sea life, but is also threatening the prosperity of underwater ecosystems and ocean water quality. In order to prevent this ongoing trend of damage to sea life, there are multiple alternative solutions to coral reef destruction that will benefit both humans and the environment in the long run. In order to put to rest any stereotypes of what a coral reef is, it is necessary to clearly understand the real facts. Coral reefs are massive limestone structures that have been deposited by living things. Only a fraction of the thousands of species that inhabit coral reefs are able to produce the limestone that builds the reefs. Hard coral stand as the most crucial reef-building organisms. Not a rough, holy rock, coral is actually composed of tiny, fragile animals called coral polyps. Coral polyps are invertebrates and are actually cousins to anemones and jellyfish. However, hard corals have skeletons made of calcium carbonate that eventually forms the rock that is the limestone reef. Due to the fact that coral reefs hold so much beauty and biodiversity, supporting 25% of all marine life, it is hard to believe that there are so many causes making this issue prevalent today. The first alarming cause of this issue includes the overfishing of coral reefs and the fishing methods used in coral reef populated areas. All over the world, fishermen fish coral reefs to sell the bright-colored fish that inhabit them to pet stores and high-end fish markets in Asia. Many of these fishermen are untrained and don't care about the damage that they cause to the corals. Methods like blast fishing and cyanide fishing directly destroy the coral reefs, ruining their structure and killing the small polyps. Global warming has played a major role in coral reef depletion and is responsible for infamous coral bleaching incidents that have occurred throughout the world. Global warming has rapidly increased the temperature of oceans and weakened the Earth's ozone layer. Coral reefs in general are very fragile despite their appearance and have low tolerance to temperature change and change in UV radiation. Increased water temperature and increased UV radiation causes coral polyps to expel zooxanthellae, which are necessary for their survival. The expulsion of zooxanthellae causes corals to lose all nutrients and their color, leading to what is known as coral bleaching. Pollution on our Earth has also caused increased CO2 levels in water, dissolving coral skeletons, making them much weaker and less self-sufficient. Water contamination such as oil spills, waste dumping, farm runoff like fertilizers, and other human byproducts also causes an overgrowth of algae in corals, causing them to be smothered, not receiving as much oxygen and light to go through photosynthesis and be able to prosper. In the tourism industry, many corals are harvested from the reef to be sold in souvenirs and gift shops, and many commercial docks have been built right on top of reefs. Also, many hotels in areas where coral reefs are present don't have proper sewage runoff, so that all of this waste ends up in coral reefs, killing the coral. It has become evidently clear that coral reefs around the world have suffered severe damage from human-related causes. But why does any of this matter? What is the true importance of coral reefs? To answer this question, coral reefs are one of the most biologically diverse ecosystems in the world, supporting 4,000 different species of fish and 700 species of corals alone. In all, scientists estimate that there are 1 million species of plants and animals associated with coral reefs. When reefs are destroyed, plants and animals lose shelter and protection because reefs support 25% of all marine life. In turn, when corals die, whole ecosystems are affected, and living things lose the food necessary to survive and the ability to prosper and reproduce successfully. This trend will eventually lead to the extinction of many marine animals if it continues on in the future. Along with this, coral reefs stand as natural water purifiers, and with their absence, ocean water quality will greatly decrease. Most corals are sponges and filter feeders. By pumping water through their filtration structures, filter feeders dissolve tiny particles of matter floating in water. This simple process tiny corals operate each day has largely contributed to the clarity of our oceans. Coral reefs also act as natural sources of coastline protection throughout coastal areas around the world. When they are destroyed, waves will be able to crash farther onto the shore, sweeping debris into the ocean and causing damage to land ecosystems. Last, coral reefs are also looked at as the future in the world of medicine, and their resources have been proved to fight diseases as prominent as cancer.
It made a difference in terms of making it possible to cure patients. The drug that's now in the clinic was associated with a sponge. It's a very effective drug for treating acute leukemia.
We're learning more and more and more every day about what healing compounds we're finding in the coral reefs. Some of these animals have developed protections that we can take advantage of. And we're learning about all sorts of medicines that we may use to heal ourselves.
Because the importance of coral reefs has become so obviously clear, there are feasible solutions to this problem that our world as a whole can achieve. Heading to the direct roots of this issue, laws against cyanide and blast fishing need to become more powerfully enforced with more severe punishments. This starts with all major coral reefs becoming regulated areas, with boat crews constantly inspecting their waters. Existing marine protected areas that have been developed in the past must continue to be sufficiently financed as well. In addition, regulation against coastal development needs to be strengthened in areas where coral reefs are present, and all shipping lanes for boats have to be routed away from coral reefs. These points provide broader solutions to this problem, but what can you do personally? Make coral reefs popular. Visit the Coral Reef Alliance at coral.org to learn more information and educate people throughout your community. You can raise money to make donations to the Coral Reef Alliance. Also, as stated before, global warming and pollution are major contributors to coral reef depletion. By doing these following things, you can not only help preserve coral reefs, but you can also help to fight these other prominent environmental issues. Actions you can personally take include conserving water and energy in your house. Buy energy-saving light bulbs and cut down on those long showers. Recycle and help keep trash out of our landfills and our oceans. Cut down on your carbon footprint by not driving as much and ride a bike instead, or carpool with a friend. The first stakeholder in this issue is coral reef ecosystems. This problem caused many plants and animals to lose food and protection because they rely on coral reefs as a habitat. The benefits of the solution outweigh the costs because with a healthy home, this marine life will be able to prosper, receiving enough food and protection to survive. Fishermen stand as the next stakeholders benefiting greatly from this problem because it allows them to have successful jobs and earn money. The costs of the problem for them include the fact that some of their fishing methods are illegal in certain areas, and they risk arrest. However, because regulation against legal fishing like this is so weak, the benefits of this problem outweigh the costs for these fishermen. Pharmaceutical industry is a stakeholder that risks losing resources for many important medicines due to this problem. This industry benefits greatly from the solution, however, because with healthy corals, resources can continue to be taken from reefs to act as medicines today and important cures for things like cancer and AIDS tomorrow. Because of this, it is clear that the benefits of the solution outweigh the costs of the problem. Stakeholder is the tourism industry. The benefits of this problem for them include the fact that they can harvest coral to sell in gift shops. The costs are that eventually, with deteriorating coral, hotels that advertise beautiful coral reefs near their locations will see a drop in customers staying at their hotel. The costs of this problem outweigh the benefits because hotels will lose more revenue from a decreasing amount of customers than not being able to sell corals in their gift shops. Over time, we have taken for granted the privilege we have of calling this remarkable planet our home. By standing up for coral reefs, we can show our appreciation for what we have and preserve one of the most unexplainable wonders on Earth. If the right actions are taken place, coral reef depletion will eventually come to a halt and corals will have a chance to rebuild. The reefs are waiting for you. Will you dive into this cause? Probably.